When the CEO pulled into the company parking garage that morning, his Ferrari roared like a dragon, announcing its entrance. People scattered. Employees straightened their shirts, fixed their hair, pretended to be busy. Everyone knew Marcus Levington, billionaire tech CEO, owner of half the city's skyline, a man whose temper was as legendary as his money. But nobody expected what would happen that day, especially not Elijah. The black janitor mopping the concrete floor near the elevators. Elijah was quiet, polite, always early, always helpful. He was the kind of man who nodded good morning, even when nobody bothered to look his way. He was in his gray uniform, sleeves rolled up, humming softly a gentle tune that echoed in the cold garage. He didn't notice the Ferrari pulling in behind him until the CEO's voice exploded like a nuclear blast. Hey you. Elijah froze and slowly turned. Marcus stormed toward him, face red, veins pulsing. Are you out of your mind touching my car? Elijah blinked, confused. Sir, I didn't touch, don't lie to me, Marcus yelled, stepping inches from his face. I saw you wiping something off my door. You have no right to lay your hands on a $2 million car. Employees entering the building stopped, eyes widening. The security guard pretended he wasn't listening, though he clearly was. Everyone was afraid of Marcus, but everyone also liked Elijah. Sir, I only moved a leaf off the handle, Elijah said gently. It was going to scratch the, I don't care what you think you were doing, Marcus roared. You are a janitor. Do your job and stay away from things you can't afford to breathe on. Elijah sighed softly. Yes, sir. But as Marcus reached for his Ferrari door handle, he pulled and it jammed. The handle wouldn't lift. Marcus tugged harder. It stuck even worse. What the hell? Did you do this? Elijah shook his head. No, sir, but I know what's happening. Oh, really? Marcus hissed sarcastically. You know cars now? You know Italian engineering? You know the internal lock systems of a hand-built suit? Elijah didn't answer. He stepped closer, kneeling beside the car. Marcus nearly choked. Back away. You've done enough. Your sensor froze. Elijah said calmly. It happens with this model when dust builds near the latch. The handle refuses to release because the car thinks someone's trying to force it open. Marcus stared, confused and slightly irritated that Elijah seemed to actually know what he was talking about. Elijah gently brushed the outer edge with his thumb, examining the tiny seam between the metal and handle. Then he reached into his janitor cart, pulling out a spray bottle. Marcus burst into laughter. You're going to fix a Ferrari with window cleaner. Not the cleaner, sir. Elijah held up a tiny plastic tool. This it looked like a custom pry, picked and precise. Marcus narrowed his eyes. Where did you even get that? Elijah didn't answer. He slid the tool carefully into the gap, making a soft clicking sound. Then he sprayed the latch with a quick burst of air from a canister tucked in his cart. He counted silently, 1, 2, 3. Then he pressed the handle. It popped open instantly. A perfect, smooth release. The entire garage went silent. Someone whispered, no way. Marcus stared. His jaw literally dropped. What did you just do? Elijah stood slowly. Like I said, the sensor froze. Just needed a reset. That was 60 seconds. Another employee muttered. Stunned. Marcus was speechless for the first time in his life. The man he'd just screamed at had fixed his supercar faster than the company's own mechanics could have even diagnosed the problem. Who taught you that? Marcus asked, almost defensively. My mom, Elijah said. She was a mechanic for 20 years. She used to rebuild engines in our driveway. I helped her since I was little. Marcus blinked. You know how to repair Ferraris? Elijah gave a small, humble smile. Sir, I can take this entire car apart and rebuild it blindfolded. Something cracked inside Marcus. Pride, ego, or maybe guilt finally making space. He took a long breath. Why are you a janitor? Elijah shrugged. Life got complicated. My mom got sick. I needed a job with insurance. I couldn't afford school then, so I took whatever work I could find. Marcus looked down the first time. He'd looked down at anyone with shame instead of superiority, but then he noticed something. A small scar on Elijah's hand. A very specific one. A thin line, barely noticeable, but familiar. Where did you get that? Marcus asked quietly. Elijah glanced at it. When I was 16, I helped a stranger change a tire on the freeway. The jack snapped. The car slid. I pulled the guy out but got cut. Marcus went pale. Was the man driving a black Mercedes? Elijah's breath hitched. Yes. He said he was late for a meeting. Marcus swallowed hard. His voice dropped to a whisper. That was me. Elijah's eyes widened. Marcus stepped back as if struck. You saved my life, and I didn't even know. I drove away like an ungrateful fool. And today, I screamed in your face. The silence grew heavier, thicker. Employee after employee realized what was happening. Marcus covered his mouth with his hand. He was shaken. I don't deserve forgiveness, he whispered. Elijah stood quietly. Sir, I never wanted anything back then. Just wanted to help. Marcus's eyes filled with tears he'd never admit to. You should be leading a team of engineers, he said, not cleaning floors. I was so blinded by ego I didn't even see the brilliance standing in front of me. Another long silence. Then Marcus straightened his suit, wiped his face, and spoke loudly enough for the whole garage to hear. Elijah, as of today, you're no longer a janitor. Gasps filled the space. You're joining our automotive division, starting at a six-figure salary, full benefits. I'll personally sponsor your engineering degree, and we're rewriting our entire diversity policy because of you. Employees applauded slow at first, then louder, then thunderous. Elijah's eyes glistened. Sir, I don't know what to say. Marcus stepped closer. Say you'll forgive me. Elijah nodded slowly. I forgave you the moment you asked. Marcus exhaled relief pouring out of him. And Elijah, he added softly, if you ever touch my Ferrari again, do it because you're the only person I trust with it. They both laughed. That day, the billionaire learned humility. The janitor became an engineer, and everyone watching learned something even bigger. Never underestimate someone because of their job, their clothes, or the color of their skin. The genius the world ignores today might be the person you'll desperately need tomorrow.